Oh shit.
Fuck.
Okay.
You still hear me? You okay?
Yeah, man. Just.
What?
You're now listening to Gloomy Tunes.
Cool.
Yo.
What's going on, people?
Oh, if you knew how much effort this has taken just to get here.
Honestly, at one point, I nearly fell asleep. Like, I catch myself yawning probably about 30 times.
As you can clearly see, I'm set up for the sleep. Sleep life chose me.
These guys don't know about your injury.
Oh,
Let's start there.
Is that what we're starting
Perfect.
with? Okay. So if you haven't heard, I'm a bit crip. I don't know if you can see, but look at this thing. Look at it!
Bionic leg.
Honestly, I feel like a Robocop or some kind of bionic soldier. Like those guys out of Call of Duty and they're wearing their exosuits. But yeah, we were out filming the spots collection and I completely stacked a side flip. Came out, landed fine on my left leg, went to land on my right leg, and my feet were on these platforms. And I kind of rolled my ankle inwards and then my knee collapsed with it. Insert video here. You can very clearly see the dent and my knee just going, nah absolutely, I'm out.
Right out.
So now I've had my MRI and I've absolutely screwed it. ACL missing, don't know where that is at the minute, full rupture, a tear down my meniscus, damage in the MCL, and somehow I fractured my tibia. And I walked back to the car.
Yeah, I was thinking
yeah.
I was like, yo, on the day you actually walked back to the car.
I literally was like, nah, I'll be fine. I'll get back to the car. It's all good.
And like, it weren't close. It weren't far, don't get me wrong. It was from Boots
But
to
it was
like,
through
Queensland.
town and
Yeah,
avoiding
exactly.
people.
Far
as well.
enough.
Over
If
the
you're
roads,
injured.
that was the biggest
Yeah.
joke. When you were crossing the roads, it was just hilarious.
The whole way back, all of these guys were just violating me. Full violation.
Nah, I've been there. I was like, I feel you.
So it didn't stop you guys turning back and taking them in.
Really, I must be like the bad influence or something, because I've been with both you, man, when you were hobbling along on crutches. So
No, it's just us. We're the Three Musketeers, mate.
Yeah.
yeah, literally the free.
I wreck myself, then you wreck yourself, then Omar wrecks
Yeah.
himself. We just go through the cycle.
Yeah, literally.
yeah,
Omar
so,
wrecked his ankle in
For
Netherlands
the
for the
love,
love.
Yeah,
God, I
don't even
love
have a video to even show it. And the worst part is it was playing basketball, of all things. Like, just had a quick
Absolute
shoot
joke.
around,
Yeah.
and then just rolled it on the edge. And it's been like pretty bad. And then all of a sudden, like in the past like week or so, it's just got better. So it's feeling a bit stronger.
Yeah,
It doesn't hurt anymore, which is the main thing.
we're all just passing that relay baton.
Yeah,
Injury baton. Someone's subbing me back in slowly but surely.
You're the only one that's feeling decent out of the three of us, aren't you?
Yeah, currently. So for anyone who doesn't know, probably most people do, I was an absolute cripple for like the whole of September. My back was just finished. It was like putting me in physical tears. Like at least 4 or 5 times I broke down into tears just because the pain was that much and I just couldn't move. Yeah, 24 hours of pain. But shockwave treatment's done me absolute bits, to tell you the truth. Don't really have much pain at the minute. Like if I notice it for more than half an hour a day, then that's pretty good. So yeah, how things have changed.
Lucky him.
My time will come again. I tell you now, my time will come again.
Just not looking forward to this surgery, bro.
Yeah, man, it's not
Maybe
nice.
under.
But honestly, it is the best thing. And as soon as you come out of it, you like that's it. Then onwards and upwards. Like you said, it's this phase here where you're in that like waiting.
It's that waiting.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know what you need, but you can't physically get it just yet. And yeah, a lot of apprehension. So if you don't see Jesse in classes, it's because he's resting at home. And,
Can't even drive, man.
yeah, poor boy. Unlucky, mate. That's
Yeah.
the sport we've signed up for, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. But backing off of that, we might as well talk about the spots collection and kind of where that's going, seeing as that's how I did this.
Yeah, so we kind of hit a point with that where we just got, not bored, but like we were waiting so long for certain things and we just kind of fell out of love with the idea of the design. So like the printing process wasn't easy either. We had quite a few issues with like the printing process and the quality and testing and stuff. Like Gary's t-shirt, he showed me it yesterday. It's an absolute wreck.
It's falling
So,
apart.
yeah, we just didn't want to push out rubbish like product just for the sake of pushing it out. So we are going to keep doing it, but I think we're going to wait till next year, sometime in the spring. That way we can fully evaluate it.
Yeah,
and
then
test
we
it
can
and stuff.
really make sure that what we're giving back to you guys is a solid product, not something that's just going to have the design fall off halfway through wearing it. But the whole spots collection is still in the line works. It's just, like Luke said, going to be pushed back a little bit. We've still got loads of great footage of it, especially mine, me snapping. That's going in the video for the spots
video
collection.
for it is kind of hard, I have to say.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a
I
bit
worked on
lean.
it, Omar worked on it a little bit, so yeah, it's looking pretty hard. And I was a little bit disappointed that we couldn't drop it because the video did go in, and I know all of us like did graft for those lines, like ended up in blood. Yeah, sweat, tears,
Knee.
Yeah.
shins. Oh my god, I absolutely
Everyone.
battered my shins.
Oh,
into the
yeah.
max, like 4
Oh,
times. Yeah, and I couldn't even put the power in because that was like when my back was quite peak. So lifting my leg up for the running pre, it was just a myth. So
I think just that whole video is a myth because,
Yeah.
like we were just saying, everyone was injured on rotation, including like the younger ones as well.
yeah.
So, shout out CJ.
Thank you.
CJ
Carrying
carried
the
the
whole of
whole
the spiral
video.
with these big old shoulders. Yeah. So I think the last time we did a podcast, we kind of touched on the fact that we were probably going to have our new gym. Well, as you guys probably well all know now, we have got the gym. Yeah, massive achievement from everyone involved with, you know, Spiral and getting us to where we are, just because it was it was a dream from most of us when we were like 14, and to say that we've actually got here is well crazy. It's proper humbling. Very like nerve-wracking for
Yeah,
me, I think.
absolutely.
And for definitely probably you guys as staff and like customers and everyone else as well. So yeah, big project on our hands, but at the minute we're kind of stagnating with that. There's a lot of work that needs doing to the facility before we can actually move in there. So until that work's done, there's not really much that we can talk about. But we initially thought it would probably be like December. It's more looking like it's going to be like March next year. So yeah, it's kind of good. It gives us more time to actually fully kit out the facility and make it amazing rather than making it rushed and whatnot. So yeah, I see it as a positive rather than a negative. Don't know
Yeah,
about
no,
you guys.
absolutely. It just gives us more time to put more into it, to get more people to help us with it, and to get the right people to come and help us and not just make it rush, like you said.
Yeah, especially because obviously we don't really know what we're doing that
Yeah,
much. We're
no.
learning on the job, and that is the hardest thing. Like, I'm obviously sat there questioning myself, like, am I doing this right? Should I be doing more? Or should I be doing this? Or am I supposed to be doing that? And just constantly questioning myself. So yeah, it's nice to now have people on our side and supporting us. I don't want to touch too much on that, but yeah, I'm sure we'll get into it in the next couple of podcasts.
Yeah,
The screen just flashed on here, by the way. I don't know if that's a good
Anything that
No, I
goes
think it's
wrong,
cool. It's
like
still
on
recording.
here, we just panic.
Oh my god, the technology situation with this podcast is just an absolute myth. So that's another thing. Like, when we move into our gym, it'll be so much easier. This working
just go
from
in.
like 3 different departments is just not a thing. There's nowhere to like keep your kit, so you're constantly having to remember like SD cards,
The
battery
camera.
packs,
Tripod.
tripod, yeah, like everything. It's just
So yeah, we're currently missing a tripod. We're juggling on the batteries.
yeah. It's a joke. Absolute shambles, which is probably like evident in the way we're talking, because now we're just like, oh, this is taking so long to set up. Let's just get it done. But yeah,
But we're here now.
We
We're
are
doing
here.
it. It's all good.
let's touch on.
Well, we've got the new collection coming out.
Yeah, I was gonna say the Halloween events was coming up, like camps, jams, and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
like that. I'll let you guys speak a little bit about that.
So, next thing that's coming up, just off the back of the spots collection, we're not releasing that, but we have started work on the next collection, which is going to be for our Halloween period, the X-ray collection. This is very special to all of the coaches, like most of the pieces are. Just basically, it's a collection of all of our injuries in clothing form. We've got a couple of t-shirts, we've got a jumper coming out, a few other little bits here and there. You'll have to wait and see the whole release before we give you all the information. But it's looking good. I've got 3 t-shirts for the coaches that I will tell you about. They are the... what's Omar's one? He's got his shoulder, we've got Luke's ankle, and then we've got my knee. So mine being the most recent one that's happened. It's just an x-ray on the back with my knee. nice big cracks through it. You know how it is. Parkour, everything's broken.
Glued together. Yeah.
Omar's one, he's got his collar all messed up, his shoulder popping out. And then Luke's, you've got his, was it your tibia you snapped? Fibula snap.
Clean.
But no, they're looking really good. We're really happy with how those have come out and how they're going to be for the whole release.
Yeah, man, big up to you. That
Oh,
must have
thank you.
taken ages.
Yeah,
Like,
they look well
the
good.
actual quality of the X-ray looks well good. I thought it was basically what I had envisioned in my head was not what I got given as like product. So I was like, ooh, that actually looks really good. Yeah, it must have taken
Still
ages.
working on the mouse and keyboard.
Dude, I ain't got
Making
the
some
patience.
pieces.
I haven't got the
I don't know how you do it
patience.
for mouse and keyboard.
Yeah. Anything media related now, I just haven't got the patience for, to tell you the truth. I don't know why, I just can't be bothered. Like, I've got so much other work that I'd rather be doing that when it comes to media, I feel like it's a proper task. So
Because it takes up so much time.
yeah, exactly. If it weren't
doesn't
for you
take
guys,
up-
like, pushing me, I definitely wouldn't.
Yeah, like it doesn't take up time, like it takes up time.
Yeah.
It's more that, oh, I've just spent 10 hours doing this post.
Yeah,
Whoops.
yeah.
Yeah. You want to take over with the jam and
The
camps
jam and the
at
camp. So just like normal for like our holidays, we've got a nice Halloween themed camps. So Monday, Tuesday, Thursday and Friday, we run our usual 10 till 2. Come along. They're always good fun. It's the not so much teaching. It's like a little bit of teaching, a little bit of open free time. They're always a good laugh. It's draining for us, but I feel like the kids tend to enjoy them. So
Yeah, massively. I think it's probably only draining for us because we go from doing like 4 classes in the evening to then doing like 4 hours of coaching
daytime
with an hour
coaching.
break or
Yeah.
2 hour breaks, then straight back into the coaching in the
stop
evening.
start.
Stop
Yeah,
start,
it's
yeah.
literally up down like a roller coaster, isn't it? So you're going through hot and cold. But, yeah.
chill. And then on Sunday, which is the 30th, we've got our Halloween jam. So if you've been to any of our other jams or open gym sessions, that's how it's going to be. It's a format where you can just come and do what you want, basically, within reason.
You yeet yourself off the tower head.
What I should say is you come in and expand on your skills and learn new skills in like a less structured environment where you can come and ask us or you can ask other people. And it's a good chance to actually meet students from other classes as well.
Yeah.
I think it's always, for us as coaches, we see the same kids sort of interacting together. So when you see kids from different environments interacting as well, it's always like interesting to
It's
see what
proper
happens.
refreshing. You get
Yeah.
some new styles. It's a bit like us, really.
Yeah, exactly.
We all kind
Yeah.
of train differently, but we all train very similarly. But I feel like we probably train similarly because of the fact
We're
that
together.
we're
Together,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
On top of that, all of the equipment is going to be out in the room, not just little pieces here and there for little setups,
Yeah.
a full inclusive setup. Air track's going to be out, all of the mats, as many pieces of interlocking equipment as we can physically fit in the room as well.
Yeah, I think quite
Survive.
another good like selling point for you guys is that you actually get the chance to train with the coaches. A lot of the time when you're in lessons, obviously the coach will be demonstrating and teaching, but you don't actually get to have fun and actually train with them. As where like on these jams, I'm not going to say all the coaches are training. Clearly my man is not training. To be honest, I don't know whether I will. We'll see what the body says on the day. But yeah, the coaches will be there. They'll be having a good time. They'll be training. So you get to see that like massive variety and ability, and it's good fun.
Do you want me to roll this window every time you do those little drive-bys?
Brap, brap.
I'm already broken, leave me alone.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. Like you said, Ryan's not here, so someone's
Someone's
got
subbed in front, yeah.
You subbed in. Apart from that, I think,
bullied.
we haven't really got much to talk about. We're going to keep this episode kind of short and sweet, but we've recently introduced some new classes. So we've got first of all, the Monday intermediate has been extended by half an hour just to match the Saturday intermediate. We just thought that it didn't really make sense that they were different times and the same price, so we wanted to even things up. The Tuesday, we've added a 4 p.m. beginner. The Wednesday, we've got a 4 p.m. beginner, and then the 6 o'clock intermediate. And then on Friday, with 4 p.m. beginner. Beginner go? It's because I can hear myself in the headphones.
like
It's
that
real
reverb.
trippy. Yeah. 4 p.m. beginner, and then 6 o'clock intermediate again. And Sunday, 11 o'clock beginner. Yeah, so if you take a look on the website, you'll be able to see like all the new classes and stuff, but it's to obviously account for the new members that we have coming in. So pushing those in the beginner classes that are already up to the intermediate classes, making more space for people to come in and experience parkour, basically.
then-
Apart from that, then
Well, the last thing I wanted Omar to have a little talk about is Omar is now officially our media assistant.
jeez, I have to say he's been killing it as well.
Yeah, he's been doing some bits on there. So you see the socials popping off, anything being uploaded there more consistently. It's my man over here. But yeah, how do you think that's going so far? Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it.
No, yeah, I'm enjoying it. I think it's a way that we've kind of used in the past, and when we've used it properly,
It's worked.
it's really worked well for us. And then obviously stuff happens and we get busy, summer comes along and you just forget all about it.
Yeah.
So I think having that designated time for it to be done. And for me, I don't know how much you guys know, but like I do videography and photography as well anyway, so I'm always at the moment doing social media work, so it just kind of makes sense and fits into my schedule. So,
Yeah. I think like it's one of those things where it's so good to do, but it just takes up such a large amount of time, and people probably think of it as like such a basic job. It's actually really not. Not only have you got to actually plan what you want to put out in terms of content, you got to be consistent on it, which means you got to be pre-planned, have things scheduled in advance. Then it comes to actually creating the stuff. There's a lot of work that goes into all of this. So
And on top of that, it's a bit different for running like a business account and a personal account. With a personal account, post whatever you want, put a caption on, doesn't matter, all good, it's for your account.
Yeah.
With business, you're trying to outreach to new people and to your existing customers, so it needs to be really towards them and marketed right.
Yeah, I think like another thing about us is because we're a niche kind of urban sport, there's a lot of things that obviously like we do outside training that we feel we don't want to promote, you know what I mean? Just because it sometimes could give kids the wrong message, and we have to be careful about like the training that we're doing and like the locations we are training. Just
Don't jump off buildings, kids.
Yeah, exactly. So it was actually quite interesting because yesterday I was teaching descents, and I didn't intend to teach descents. I just intended to teach like underbars, 180 underbars, and then the setup that Omar made was just so sick. I couldn't even help it. I found myself going through that, and that's not something that personally I've ever trained before. But it was interesting to kind of give that side to the kids to say this is a descent, and a descent is going from high to low. So obviously I didn't give that example. So like, you know, oh, you're gonna jump off of a roof, you want to go down high to low kind of thing. But I said like if you're in the play park, you know, you're up on a structure and you want to get from high to low, this is kind of how you do it safely and the principles of it. And they really responded well to it, and it was actually really fun for me to teach. But yeah, I'm sure there's footage that we've got in the past like where we've been like, oh, that'd be so cool to post, but yeah, sometimes it's not always appropriate. So
That falls.
yeah, Patreon.
Coming soon.
Yeah,
Still trying.
when the new gym comes, stuff like that is what we want to get hot on. I know it seems like a bit of a cop out. Everything at the minute is when the new gym comes, and I'm getting bored of saying
Yeah,
that.
honestly.
I really
But
am.
we're not going to start doing things that are
Yeah,
going to
exactly.
be 10 times easier and cheaper and more profitable, as well as reach more people
yeah.
in 3 months.
Exactly,
Right.
and not only that, but we haven't really got the time to start to commit in
Because
to
everything's
certain
for the new
things.
gym.
Yeah, it's full on anyway. But yeah, in terms of like updates and everything, I don't think.
Oh, grading.
Oh yeah,
Just
great.
finished
Well done, man.
Yeah.
We'll just finish off with grading, yeah.
No one wants to comment on
Do you know what? I think
I've not been there, so what do you want me to talk about?
I was going to say...
I've been MIA for the last like 3 weeks.
I think we should have said that before and linked it in with like people moving up, because I think I've personally seen a lot of progression in a lot of the kids.
Yeah,
So we're
it's
doing our
been
grading
so
stuff
good.
and like, oh, like you could actually be doing 2 levels up sort of thing, which has been nice and refreshing as well. So yeah, well done to everyone for grading. Smashed it.
Yeah,
Good job.
everyone's
Good job,
absolutely
everyone.
smashed it. And do you know what? Not only good job to the kids, but good job to the coaches as well. Because obviously,
grading's
like,
hard.
Ryan and Gary and Ed and Sam and all the junior coaches were also responsible for grading just as much as like me, Omar, clearly not Jesse.
I was
Matt
in there for
and
Tuesdays, what do you mean?
Matt and CJ are, do you know? So like they've absolutely killed it. The level of experience that we have in teaching like high pressure environments and fast paced environments compared to what they have is obviously a lot more, and they actually handle it really well. So yeah, fair play to them. But don't worry too much about grading now, because we only do it every 3 months, and it's essentially like a progress tracker for you guys. So it's not like a test. We're not looking at seeing like, oh, who's the best person in the class or whatever. It's literally just so you have a copy of movements essentially that we deem that you are safe and reliable to do without assistance. But you know, if you need assistance on there, then it's clearly stated on the card, like with spot.
No, exactly. It also helps the coaches kind of remember all the different moves to teach.
Yeah.
Because if you think about all the classes that we have, we'll teach these guys some underbars. We might not go over underbar 180s with a certain class, and they have no idea what that move is until we get to grading.
Yeah.
It's just how to keep everyone caught up.
Yeah, it keeps it very... I see what you're saying. It keeps it very consistent with everyone. Because obviously, depending on ability, like, you wouldn't teach, like, the 180s, like you're saying. Because they might be slightly lower level, or they might be higher level to the point where you just go straight to 360 or something like that. Yeah, so it keeps everyone consistent. So grading is a good thing, although it is very stressful for the coaches and time consuming. But for you guys, I think it gives you something physical where you can actually benefit from it. So yeah, well done to everyone. So on grading, absolutely smashed it.
Congratulations.
I think that's pretty much it.
That's pretty much, we haven't got that much to talk about at the moment. As soon as the new gym comes, we're going to have so much to talk about. It's going to be probably at least like 4 episodes just of, here's the gym. Yeah. Here's what we're doing. Here's what the staff are doing.
It's because we're in that like period where I don't want to say we're doing nothing, because we're obviously not. Like, we're planning financially, we're planning in terms of what we're going to do. But we can't make any progress, and we haven't got anything physical. Yeah. For me, it's that we can't make any progress because we're waiting on, say, other people, professionals, etc.
To be let into the building
to be
properly.
let into the building. That's the biggest thing. Until we're in, like, everything's... Obviously, things are going to go to plan, but everything's going to change as well. Yeah. So even the plans that we, like, mock up now, we're going to go into there, start designing it and be like, theoretically, that doesn't work because we've put that, 12 feet apart and there's no space, or there's way more space than that, or...
I've already been kind of going through a little bit of things like that with our current gym build that we have on the laptop. We've been looking it over. We're not as happy with it as when we first designed it, so we're going to be tweaking things here or there. We're still going to be trying to keep the main pillars of the gym, which are things like trying to make sure we have a interchangeable bar area, a sprung area, and a place where everyone can progress from lower height walls to higher and taller walls. But that's just very vague areas now of like what we want to have.
I think for me, the main things that I absolutely need to see in that gym, just for me, like personally, is a spring floor, a foam pit, and then obviously like the parkour specific section. And I want all of the structural parts of the building done obviously before we let the public in, so like the mezzanine, everything like that. And I want it to just be presentable. I'm happy to still use like the mobile equipment, because obviously a lot of what goes into the facility is going to be highly dependent on how much income we have between now and actually opening. And a lot of that's going to be grant dependent, so you can't bank on that sort of stuff. You can't account for it, sort of thing. You can kind of expect it or say it would be great if I had it and that would put me in this position, but you can't account for it. So until we get that physical funding from all the different places that we've applied to, if any, then we don't really know what equipment's going to be in there, and that for me is scary. So yeah, but we're all going to grind away and smash it. Everyone's killing it at the minute.
Expect to see lots of videos of the juniors being forced to manual labour.
Ryan carrying his drill going, Dad, what do I do with this?
No, I'll bring you with one screw at a time.
Oh my God. One thing we absolutely grill Ryan for, anytime we're packing away, this goes specifically out to you, Ryan. One item. Ryan, can you pack away? Yes. Takes one tire at a time. There'll be 2 tires there. He could quite easily wheel or carry or whatever. He takes one.
It's not even that, mate.
It's like one pen.
I'll move the bag of chalk, then I'll move the pen, then I'll move the bag of tacks.
Boy, you are making...
Scoop it, get out of the way, get on.
Man, great. But I'm pretty sure that's a wrap for now, guys. So thank you for tuning in. Sorry it's a short one. Next one, hopefully, we'll have a lot more information. We plan on doing these at least once a month. The date will vary, but we're going to have kind of other videos, having like a little bit of a break between the podcasts. So at least expect to see these once a month. Peace. That's us out.
See you later.
See you later, guys.
Ow. That was obnoxiously loud.
That like vibrating